Hello, welcome to our program, Ask JP. In this August edition, we are going to talk about an interesting topic, which is a daily affair. And that topic is anger. Anger, anger. And with me in the studio today, I have a very nice gentleman that I really like. And he is in the person of Simon. Oh, yeah. Welcome, Simon.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, in the past, all my guests have been ladies.
Yeah.
So you are my first gentleman on this program as JP. And a very big welcome for you.
Thank you.
And also, I have in the studio with me my studio audience. Hello. Welcome, everyone. We are going to talk about anger. And it's going to be a bit different because the program focuses on what causes stress in youths. And then the consequence of the stress is what we talk about as the greater part of our discussion. So we've talked in the past about what caused stress for some of my guests that came on the show, and then the consequence, anxiety, and then we came to depression. Today we are on anger, and stress also can cause anger. So we are still in line with our discussion topic. So today we are talking about anger. But before I start, has any of you ever been angry? Yay, everybody, including my guests. Okay, then that's good. Then that means we have a lot to talk today. And we are going to feel free. We are going to talk truthfully about our anger moments and what made us angry, whether it was by stress or whatnot, we will know. In this first part, I'll be focusing and talking more with my guest, Brother Simon. But in the part two, I'm now going to open up and let my guests, my studio audience, also ask questions and share their times of anger with us, since everybody experiences anger, if not on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis. But anger is everyday affair. So we are going to talk about anger. So, Brother Simon, have you ever been stressed?
Like more times than I can count.
More than you can count.
Yeah.
So tell us what causes you stress.
Well, all right. So something that I get stressed over about is when it's like, let's say I know that I have something to do, right, and I have like a time limit to achieve that, like what I have to do. I get stressed over that time limit because another thing I like to do sometimes, well, I don't like to do, but I do a lot, is I procrastinate. So the more I procrastinate, and then the more I think about it, then the more the time is getting closer and closer and closer. I get like I get anxious and stressed about what I have to do before the time reaches. So that's something that stresses me out a lot when I have to when I'm overthinking about something that I have to get done in an
Yeah,
amount of time. Yeah.
yeah, that's very true on a daily basis.
Yeah.
A lot of people, not only youths but even adults, get stressed about time constraints.
Yeah.
We call it time constraints. Time constraints cause a lot of stress for people. Even on the job, in meeting deadlines, in meeting contracts, and all kinds of things. So I can imagine you also experiencing stress where you are constrained by time,
Yeah.
in things that you have to do.
Yeah.
So then, when you are stressed like that, what really happens? How do you know that you are stressed? You are experiencing stress.
So something that I do a lot, and my family can confirm with, is that I tend to isolate myself a lot. Like when I'm really like upset or stressed out, I tend to just battle it on my own. Like
Okay.
I'll go to my room and I'll just be in there for like like sometimes like the whole day. Like nobody will see my face. Maybe just to like go upstairs to get some food or a drink or something. But after that, nobody see me. That's how everybody knows. Oh, Simon is not feeling
It's
well
not
right now.
happy at
Yeah,
all. Yeah.
yeah,
And sometimes you get angry with yourself because maybe you couldn't meet a deadline,
yeah,
or
yeah. I had
because
to.
when
Yeah,
you separate like that, you didn't separate stay in your room because you are depressed or anxious
no.
or anything. But it's mostly sometimes expression of anger,
Yeah,
frustration,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So then you separate yourself. So that's why we are going to talk about anger
yeah.
today. So I want to define anger so that our listeners out there will know what anger, because we always say anger. Somebody will say I'm angry. But what is anger? So the definition, simple definition I got for anger is a strong feeling of displeasure or annoyance. A strong feeling of displeasure or annoyance in opposition to an occurrence, an unpleasant occurrence, like an insult or an injury or anything that is unpleasant. It causes a strong feeling of displeasure or annoyance, and we're talking about like time constraint. You understand? Take it that you are writing an exam and they think 1 hour is enough to answer 50 multiple questions.
Yeah.
You understand? Because some people actually can answer those 50 questions maybe in 30 minutes. They are done and they are sitting there, you know. Or in a case where, in the exam hall, where you finish, you can get up, submit your paper, and leave. And then it's 40 minutes, more than three quarters have left. And you are among the few that are still
Still there.
sitting there,
Yeah,
and there's only 20 minutes to go.
yeah.
I mean, this kind of time constraint, have you experienced it before?
Oh yeah. Like during finals, like before. Well, this is before COVID time.
Yeah.
So when they used to put us like in a gym,
Yeah.
like everybody in this like the same grade, and everybody's writing the same test.
Yeah.
Then they will tell us all the rules. They give us some time,
Yeah.
and then I'm always one of the last,
Yeah.
one of the last to leave because I like to use up all the time, but like the more you like, I'm writing the test, and I'm looking at the clock. I'm like, okay, I have like 20 minutes, I have 15 minutes to 10 minutes. Just even thinking about it, it's like it kind of disrupts me while I'm even like trying to do the
Select the
exam.
right
Yeah,
answers to the questions,
yeah,
yeah. Because you see people leaving and then you are like, okay, what's wrong with me?
yeah,
How come I'm not done half of, maybe you are on number 25.
yeah,
So thinking of it, you have half of the questions unanswered.
yeah,
And there's 20 minutes to go. It can even cause some kind of annoyance inside of you.
yeah,
So anger can come in various forms. So that's why we want to be very open about our discussion today, because anger is not just somebody doing something to you that is making you angry, but this situation I put up, somebody can be angry because of the frustration of the time constraint. They can be angry with themselves because they think everybody is finishing the paper and they are sitting there. And when you are sitting there, you think, oh, everybody is looking at me. How come I'm not getting
Yeah.
up to live like everyone,
Yeah.
And it can cause anger inside people. So that's just one example of how anger can come about, because most of the time when we talk about anger, people think, oh, somebody did something to me and I was
offend you or
angry.
something, yeah.
But it's not always somebody doing something to you. It can come in various forms. So that's why I wanted to define anger. And then also, what situations, apart from time constraint, have caused anger to you?
So let's say let me give an example. It's like I get annoyed pretty easily because I don't know, I kind of think that like everybody thinks the way I think. So when something comes easy to me, I just assume that it should come easy to everybody.
Everyone.
So then when there's a situation where somebody has to do something that I think to me is like is simple, but because they're not getting it exactly the way that I would do it, I would get annoyed because I'm like, oh, but this is simple. You should be able to do this because it's like as simple as one, two, three. But to me, it's like that. But to someone else, it might be a little bit more difficult, or maybe it's something that they're not used to doing. But in my head, in that moment, I'm like, this should be simple. You shouldn't have to take this much time to figure this out. So like, that's one of the things that I tend sometimes to get annoyed by, especially with my little sister. Like that happens like a lot. Like if I tell her, let's say like I tell her to do something, it should if it's not done in like the time that I'm counting in my head,
Yeah.
I'm like I get upset, and
Yeah.
that's something that yeah that tends to happen quite some time. Yeah.
Yeah. When we are angry, we use the term upset, I'm hurt, I'm annoyed, but anger itself is a stronger level of annoyance.
Yeah.
You know, annoyance can be just a little bit of agitation, but not you are not really angry. You are getting irritated by something, but you are not really angry. But anger is the stronger level of annoyance. Like you are very, very annoyed. It turns into anger. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yes. So like the case with your little sister, does it get to like anger level or
I think it used to, like when I was younger, like my I feel like I used to actually get like angry, like a lot.
yeah.
Like it was to the point where I felt like even she herself, she used to be afraid of talking to me because she doesn't know when I'm just gonna burst at her for no reason. Like when I do feel like when I was younger, I used to get like angry a lot at even like the slightest situations.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, that's a very good example. Let's clap for him. This is a real life thing. Yeah. This is a real life thing. And I know sometimes little siblings are afraid of big brothers and sisters because if they do little mistakes, they get angry at them. So what you are saying is so true because I know that when I was young, I used to be afraid of some of my older siblings because they will get angry. And sometimes when they get angry, they may insult you
yeah,
or say a bad word to you or hit you. It's nowadays that people you don't hate, you don't say bad word, and people don't want to use the word insult. They say you are using a bad word, you are swearing. But it was a common thing, that we get angry with little siblings and whatnot. So that's one of the examples. And then what other situations? Can you give me another situation that also have caused anger?
um, let me think. I wanted to study for a test, but then I don't like I procrastinate and then I don't study.
Yeah.
And then when the test comes, I see that I didn't do good on the test.
Yeah.
That like I get very angry with myself because like I start to like beat myself up in my head
Yeah.
because I'm like, you could have done this. You could have taken the time out of out of your day to study here, to study there, to study there.
Yeah.
How come you didn't do it? I start insulting myself in my head.
Yeah.
While everybody else is, I'm just walking around, but nobody knows what's going on
Yeah,
in my
you're
head.
mad in your
I'm
head
mad
at
at
yourself.
myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, that used to happen a lot. Like because I would get really angry because I know that I could have done well
Yeah.
on this test. I
Yeah.
know that I could have taken the time to
Yeah.
study for the test, but because I didn't, and then the outcome that I got, I'm pissed off.
Yeah.
I'm upset with
I
myself.
think that's very true. Let's
Yeah.
give a clapping for him. Yeah, we getting angry at ourselves. We are looking at causes of anger. So that's why I'm asking him. I want to find out what's caused some of the anger situations, and he's giving us practical examples of his daily life, what has caused anger. So that's one of the situations that can really cause anger. You know that you procrastinated, you delayed in doing something, and you could have done it excellently, and then the end, the result is not what you like. You can be very angry with yourself, and you know, you'll be walking about, and nobody is seeing you that you are angry, but
Yeah.
you know how angry you are within yourself. So this type of anger, we call it passive aggressive anger. It's passive. You know, we have types of anger. We have passive aggressive anger, open aggressive anger, and assertive anger. So you can see that this example of you procrastinating and not studying and not meeting the excellent standard you want, you are angry with yourself. Of course, you are not yelling because it's within you.
Yeah.
It's you that you are angry with. So it's a passive anger. So you see that you are walking about, but you are mad at yourself and swearing at yourself within your heart, you know. And if somebody doesn't know and maybe they are calling you, that's when you are not paying attention.
Yeah.
So, oh, Simon, you are not even paying attention. And then by the time the person say, hey, Simon, maybe the person is now yelling or tapping you, then you jump.
Yeah.
Then you can see that now that anger inside of you will now explode on the other person.
Yeah.
Hey, why are you calling me? You know, if you don't take care, you start swearing at the person. So then the anger now will become an open aggressive anger. Yeah. And the person, of course, will not know that you were angry with yourself and you've been passively experiencing the anger. So they're coming at you because they think, how come I'm calling you? You are not paying attention, or I'm greeting. So they tap you. So now you are exploding. Like, hey, bro, what's wrong with you? You know, they don't know because you are showing an open aggressive anger now. So that's some of the ways that anger can really take place, you know. Yeah. But give me an example of open anger. The open aggressive kind of anger, where that one, it came out right away in your expression because you were angry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me say it like this. Okay. So how do I say? Okay, I'm gonna use my little sister again. So when I see her doing something that I used to do when I was young, that, let's say, like procrastinating, for example, because of the passion and the love that I have for her, when I see her doing something that I used to do that I didn't like, I would instantly get angry at her and really give it to her, because I'm like, why do you do this? Because I already know the outcome of what she's doing. So that's why I'd get angry and upset, because I'm like, I don't want you to do what I did. Yeah. Because you're not gonna like yourself once it happens. Yeah. So like in that situation, I would scream at the top of my lungs, and then I would tell her, I'm like, if you keep doing this, you'll do this will happen, this will happen. And I would say it because I'd have experience from it. Yes. And I don't want her to experience that same thing. So in that moment, I'm showing her my open anger.
Yes, that's so true. Let's clap for him. That's so true. That's a good example. So this open anger, have you experienced that towards parents? Because as youth, I'm getting laughter, cheers from my audience, because I think they've all experienced it. Open anger at parents, because tell us about some example of that. Yeah.
I feel like it was from the time I was born.
Oh my goodness.
To this day. Like, I won't lie, I love my parents a lot. Yeah. But oh my gosh, my mom especially.
My goodness.
Because there's this little joke that me and my siblings do. So then, all right, let's say my mom is calling someone to help, right? Then she will pick the person that she wants to help. Yeah. But if that person, now me and my siblings in our head, we're like, okay, the time limit has started. There's a timer that my mom has. Let's say it's like 2 minutes. Yeah. If the thing that she asked you to do is not done in those 2 minutes, just know everybody in the house is getting it.
Oh my goodness.
Everybody in the house is getting the fight. And then the other two siblings, because there's 3 of us, the other 2 siblings will look at that sibling and say, you see what you did now? Now she is angry at all of us because of what you did.
You see, everybody in the audience is laughing. Can we just clap? Because I think this is so real. So
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
anger goes on
It goes on
everybody.
everybody because from that she'll start with the situation, but then
Yeah.
she'll stem off to this one, to that one, to this one, to that one until she's finished. But once she's done, she's calm. But in
Yeah.
that moment, you really feel the fire that's in her heart.
Yeah.
Oh my
And it
gosh.
can be
Yeah.
upsetting to you
Yes.
when she's bringing that anger
Yes.
on you, especially if you were not the one involved in the
Exactly. And
situation.
there's nothing that you can say
Yeah.
because it's not like what she's saying is not true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
But there's it's like
Yeah,
there's
it's
nothing you
so
can do in
true.
that moment.
Yes.
You just have to sit there and so
Oh boy, let's give a clap. Let's give a clap. The audience are very excited and everyone is laughing. I'm sure everyone has an experience, and we will have opportunity to share our experiences about anger. You know, it's good we talk about it so that our parents too will hear it. Because now you are growing up, you are not little kids anymore.
Yeah.
So we can manage our anger in the house, and also let's talk about anger with friends, colleagues, because today's program is to help us as youths to manage our anger and also to give parents a clue what makes our children also angry at us. So we've heard. So I'm sure your mom will listen and hear it. Please, mom, when you are angry, don't take it on everybody. Yes, we do that a lot. We do that. Parents tend to do that a lot. You are angry with one person, and the next person comes and is even nice to you, and you are taking your frustration on that person. We do that a lot as parents, but thank you for youths that are spirit filled, you know.
Yeah.
They don't swear and bang the door. And you know, when some youths are angry, they will bang the door at their parents. They will kick the bucket. Kick the bucket is a term for death. So I won't use that one. But they will kick maybe the door, kick the cabinet, kick something, you know, and shut some can hit, bang, you know, punch a wood or a
Yeah, like the
wall
wall, yeah.
with their fist and end up breaking a finger bone or something. We are not supposed to do that because we are angry. We are not supposed to do that as youths, you know. I don't think you've ever done that.
No, no, no.
Yeah, that is very extreme, you know,
Yeah.
and that's not good, you know. That's a very bad way of expressing your anger. There is also something called assertive anger, and we will talk about it in our maybe our next recording. Assertive anger is where the person is angry, but they are composed. You know, example is sometimes parents are angry and they are talking. They are angry. So if you don't compose yourself and you try to talk back, you may be right, but you try to talk back, you may get a slap in your face. You understand? Because they are so angry, and you compose yourself and you allow them to vent, talk, blah, blah, blah. But when they finish, in your composure, you are upset with maybe they're accusing you of something you didn't do. But you compose yourself and you still speak out.
Yeah.
You are being assertive. You know, it's assertive anger, but you compose yourself. You say, yeah, I understand, mom, I understand. But this what actually happened, you know, especially where maybe they came from a trip and they came and something has happened in the house and they don't take their time to figure out
What the
because they are
situation is,
reacting right away in anger and whatnot, you know. But there's explanation for what has happened, you know. Yeah, you don't just start exchanging with them, but you take your time, let them talk, and then still later you are still telling them this is what actually happened, you know. And I know sometimes the way some parents can come across, it makes youths angry. Even children get angry at some of the way parents can come across, but you still compose yourself and talk nicely back, You
Yeah.
know, that assertive anger is something that we have to learn to practice as youths, because it helps calm situations down. You know, if somebody's angry with you and you answer with, they are aggressively showing it, and you also respond with aggressive anger, it escalates the
Yeah.
situation. That's what gets people into fighting.
Yeah.
You fighting, right?
Yeah.
Where people can stab one another, punch their friends in the face, and kick and all those things. And as youths, we don't want to be getting into those kind of fights. I'm sure you have experienced a lot of those things.
Yeah.
Would you like to say something about it to youths that are listening to us? Because all these things that happen is a result of anger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I will say this.
Yeah.
There are times, even like in school, where somebody will say something to me, and it really truly affects me. Like, it gets me upset.
Yeah.
But what I've learned now, as
I
I
don't
get
want you to
older,
use the word upset. Use angry.
or angry,
It makes me angry.
yeah, it makes me angry.
Yeah.
Like, what they said, it really offended me, and it makes me
Yeah.
angry.
Yeah.
What I learned growing up is that when I keep my composure,
Yeah.
the person who is making me angry doesn't win the battle.
Yeah.
When I keep calm, and then sometimes I don't even talk back to them. But in a situation where let's say I come back and I do, because I'm keeping my composure, because my voice is in a calm tone, there's no way that in that moment they beat me or by making me angry.
Yeah.
Because yes, I'm angry, but because of my calmness, they can be like, oh, then maybe they'll even apologize, or they will say, or they'll be like, oh, this guy, I can't get to him. They can't get in my head because of my composure.
Yeah.
I've learned that keeping my composure, I win the battle every time.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's clap for him. That's assertive anger. Yeah. That's a good example of assertive anger, you know. We'll be back very soon after the break. The topic is very interesting, but we want to take a break. And Simon has a song that he likes, and sometimes when he's angry, he puts on his earpiece and listens to this song. So we'll be playing this song during the break. It's by who?
Judy K,
Judy K. And the
Capable
title
God.
is what?
Capable God.
Capable God. God is capable to take away our anger. So when we come back, we'll continue the topic. We'll be back shortly. welcome back from the break. So we've enjoyed your song. What in this song really calms you when, because you said it's one of the songs you play whenever you are angry. You just put on your earpiece and listen to it.
Yeah.
Tell us something in this song that really calms you down. Yeah.
It's really like the tune and the vibe of the song, because it's very calm. It'll also make me calm. And the words of the song sings, capable God, there's nothing that he cannot do.
Yeah.
So like in any given situation, let's say like the exam situation where
Yeah.
I'm thinking of studying and doing this, because of God, he is capable. I know that if I put in the work and if I put in a prayer,
Yeah.
and if I pray and if I trust him, then I'll be fine.
Yeah.
So then all the anger, the stress, it just flows away.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I really enjoy that song.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's clap. Let's clap for him. Yeah. The song kind of strengthens you, and I like the way it's calm. It's a
Yeah.
calm song. Of course, when you are angry, you can't go and play no, 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 no. You cannot play such a song. You really need something very calm, you know, and especially when you are angry with yourself because you didn't put in much in your study, and you know that you didn't even finish answering your question. So what if you get so much wrong in what you have already answered, you know? So you are taking strength from the Lord, you know, that he can do it, he can help you, especially when you have regretted, you know. Yeah. So that's very good. It's always good to stay calm sometimes. So tell us, how do you, apart from listening to a song, how do you manage your anger too? You know, because we want you to know how to manage their anger. You know, before we went on break, Simon told us how he practices assertive anger. When somebody is swearing at you and trying to really annoy you, you know, there are students and colleagues who like to get you into a fight.
Yeah.
They just want to fight. Some are naturally aggressive people. They are aggressive and they are destructive in their nature.
Yeah.
They need to hit somebody. They need to break somebody's jaw. They need to give somebody a black eye. And then they are happy. Because those kind of people are not godly people. Not everyone is godly. Even scripture says that not everyone is godly. So there are people, by the games they watch, it's aggression. You know, maybe they are looking at fights, people are fighting, people are punching each other, you know. So they want to bring it to real life. So if you have such people among your colleagues, you are going to washroom, maybe you are walking in the hallway, and they will just come and shoulder you.
Yeah.
You'll be angry. Naturally, you'll be angry. But in this case, we want you to know that such a person is an aggressive person. Such a person is just violent by nature. And so you, as a child of God, a spirit-filled youth, you should respond not with the same aggression, you know, but with more of assertive anger. Like Brother Simon said, he stays calm. He doesn't react right away. You understand? Because they are ready to fight. Maybe they are even high on drug. And here you are, you didn't take any drug. You don't even have the energy they have. Isn't it true?
Yeah.
Has anybody in the audience experienced such people in school? Yes, you have, right? Yeah. Sister Offa, can you tell us about your experience quickly? Because we are talking to youths out there. You know, anger comes in various forms. So we have to watch out for people who are aggressive, you know. Yeah.
I think one of the things we didn't talk about it, but microaggressions. Maybe that person is dealing with their microaggressions, and then it's so easy to just expel it onto someone else, the first person they see.
Yes.
So when they do it, it's like it hits you, and you're kind of in shock. You're like, all I've done is probably shoved you just like a little with my shoulder, but to them, you've hit the tip of their mountain. Like you've tipped them over. They can't take it anymore, and in that moment, all you can do is like be confused. But I think obviously what Simon says, that's when you have to really be assertive. You have to take the opportunity and watch them and just calm down, because they will match that energy in a way.
Yeah.
I think they watch, and when they realize, oh, they're not even as angry as I am, I probably am overreacting. I think they'll realize their mistakes
Yeah.
and match that energy and try to calm down. They will probably apologize and take that step back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so true. Let's
Yeah.
clap for her. Yeah. Who else in the audience? Who else in the audience has such an experience with a colleague? Okay, Brother Enoch. Yeah, let's give the mic to him. Yeah.
You know, for me, sometimes people just want to look down on you. One guy, he sees you, he thinks you're like vulnerable, and like sometimes by the way you talk and the way you do things and the way you think, he thinks like you're vulnerable, and like he hates you for some reason, so he just wants to bully you. He wants to call you names, and he believes that, or he knows that, when he gets you into a fight, he will win, he will dominate over you. So he's trying everything he can to like trigger you, to make you angry. But as long as you don't give in to that,
Yeah.
by God's grace, that opportunity will never come.
Yes.
And then when it's time for you to like move on from that person, you never see them again. You realize that you've won.
You've
That
won.
person never got their
Their way.
yeah.
They never got their way. That's so true. Let's clap for him. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you very much, Brother Enoch. And it's so true. Like I'm saying it again, not everybody is godly. Some people are not godly. Some people, they practice magic. They practice all kinds of things. They have demonic influences over their lives. Just whereas you, they see you as a godly person. They see you in the school. You want to be right. You are calm. When darkness sees light, there's always a reaction. So you get such people, they are like bullies, like he used the word bully. They want to bully you because they know that, if I get you to be angry and react violently and we get into a fight, I may hurt you, I may destroy you, I may injure you. And that's what they are looking for, you see. So it's good that you don't react that way, because you are not like that. You understand? You have the Holy Spirit in you as a child of God. And the fruit of the Holy Spirit. Gentleness is one of the fruit of the Holy Spirit. When we go into our next part 2, I think we'll read the scriptures and then we'll see. Gentleness is one of the fruit of the Holy Spirit. Patience, So you are gentle, and they see you as gentle, and they can't handle that, because that is coming from the light of God in you, the Spirit of God in you. So you see, they begin to react. They are looking to bully you because they think you are vulnerable, like Brother Enoch said. But you are not vulnerable. Truly, you are the one who is the stronger one. You see? So they don't get what they want, because what they want is fight. Sometimes, if you imagine you are in the mall or you are somewhere, and such people, they are very crafty. They know that they will create a scene, and then people might call police onto the scene. And before police come, they can run. They'll run and vanish from the scene. And then you, because you are not used to that craftiness, you'll be standing there, and police will get there, and you'll be the one to be arrested, because police will think you are the one causing problem, when actually the problem maker or the troublemaker with their crafty character has run away.
Yeah.
You see, so that's why we advise youths, especially children of God, to watch out for these characters who will try and come and make you angry and get you into a fight and whatnot. You see, that assertive anger, yes, it can be very annoying, but like I heard you say, Brother Samuel was saying that, he keeps his calm. He doesn't let them have their way. And that doesn't mean that you are a loser. You are not a loser. Actually, you are the winner. Yeah. Because you have no idea how frustrated those youths can be when they don't get you to fight. They are frustrated, they feel defeated, and they harm themselves even for not getting what they were looking for from you. Whereas you go with the peace of God over you. So with this, what advice can you give to youths out there? Because we have the bullies all over, in the colleges, in the high schools, and whatnot. So, what will you say? Yeah.
Okay. I wanna say this. When I was younger, it was easy for people to.
Yeah, I want you to look in the camera and speak to somebody out there. Okay. Yeah.
I want to say this. When I was younger, it was easy for people to really get under my skin. Like you can say one or two things, and I'm already upset. I'm already angry. I'm already ready to do something to somebody. And I remember this one situation. I asked the people who were purposely doing this to me, and I said, "Why do you guys do this to me?" They said, "Because you make it so easy." From then on, because they said that, I said, "You know what? Okay." Then from there, something that is will be very helpful to you youths. Ask God for peace in your heart. Because when you have peace in your heart, there's no room for anger. There's no space to let that person see that you have blown up out of control. So then I remember as the days were going by, they were seeing that because of the peace in my heart, they would try to do something to me, and then I wouldn't react, and then they would say, "Oh, you're no fun anymore." And then I would just smile in their face and
So
just
they
keep
saw
going.
it as fun.
Yeah.
Getting you angry and reacting. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
They told me that it was easy for me to get upset, so that's why they always chose me. But from then on, by asking God for peace in my heart and by practicing to keep calm and to have my composure, that's just how I live my life now.
Yeah.
And it's
And they
so
back
much
off.
better. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they will back off from you. You know, sometimes little things, racial slurs, the people will make comments because as you started working, you know, some of you are doing odd jobs here and there. That's not what you want to do, but you are doing it to get money to pay college fees and whatnot. You know, you are working, you are minding your business, and then somebody out of nowhere will just pass like, "Hey, nigga," you know?
Yeah.
And then they will watch your reaction. If you flare up, hey, and then they'll pretend like they didn't do anything.
Yeah.
And then you are so angry, you are reacting, and the supervisor comes around and they were not there to hear what the person said that triggered that reaction from you. But then you'll be called to the office that you are an aggressive person.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, this person says something and wipe their mouth and their face and they are going.
Yeah.
So praying for the peace of God is very important. But imagine they came around, they used, is it N-word, right?
Yeah.
They used the N-word and you didn't care. They didn't see any reaction from you. They tried to say it over and over. Oh, you are boring. They are gone. You've defeated them.
Yeah.
You've defeated them. You see? So as youths, and especially youths of color, we need to watch out for some of these things. Because we are in a society where there's so much hate now. People are just looking for people to become victims of all kinds of unnecessary stuff. Don't involve yourself as a youth of God, as a spirit-filled person. The peace of God should be your portion. The Galatians 5:22. It mentions the fruit of the Spirit: peace, joy, love, goodness, kindness, gentleness, patience, self-control is there. Self-control. So when you are practicing self-control, patience, gentleness, they can never get you.
Yeah.
They can never get you. Sometimes they say, pressing my button.
buttons, yeah.
I heard that term. It took me a while to understand what they are talking about because I don't see any human being working with buttons. So, but they say is pressing my button.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then when you were talking, you use get under what?
Get under my skin. Yeah.
Please, your skin is too precious. Nobody should get under that skin. No, you don't carry buttons. Don't let anybody press any buttons. If they don't see no buttons, they won't press anything.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. Is there any final word you want to say? Because we've actually gone over our time because the topic is very deep, and we'll be back with part 2 of the discussion. But before we sign off, do you have anything to say?
Okay, I will say this last thing.
Yeah.
Okay. I will say this. Youths out there, don't let minor situations and minor things that people do to you, don't let them win by going off the hooks. Don't let them win by flaring up. Because if you do that, then they got what they wanted.
Yeah.
But you have to take self composure, self control, and just think about the situation. Think about, okay, what is the good outcome if I do this? What's the bad outcome if I do this? In that very situation, just think, if I stay calm, if I don't react, then there's nothing that they can do more to me. There's no way that they can get to me. By taking that with everyday situations, you'll see you'll no longer get upset. People won't be scared to speak to you anymore, because they'll see, oh, there's a change in you. You're so calm. You're so nice. What happened? You say, it's the peace of God that's in my heart now. And that's what I want each and every one of you to move like from this day forward. I hope this helped many of you as it has helped me. So, yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So we hope to continue in our next edition. Thank you for tuning in. Share the video, subscribe to our channel, share it with as many youths as you can, because we are talking practical from the point of view of youths, and it will help you to be a better youth out there. God bless you, and see you on the next edition.